Hey, what's up YouTubers? Happy Friday the 13th. And in this video, I'm doing a collaboration with two fellow YouTubers, Derek from Mrs. B and Me, and Jason from Horrific Nightmares JM. And in our videos, we decided to show some of our favorite items from the Friday the 13th franchise. I'm just going to show a few things that I like. I don't have all my stuff pulled out because the last time we had a Friday the 13th, I showed everything, my entire Friday the 13th collection, which you can see if you go back and check out my videos. I think the last Friday the 13th we had was, it might have been November or October of 2017. And I did the video in two parts, and I'll try to find those and link them down below. Otherwise you can do a YouTube search and find those. I'm going to show some things that have sentimental value. I'm going to show some figures, and I'm going to show some movies that I plan on watching during this weekend to kind of celebrate the Friday the 13th. That is April 13th, 2018. And I just want to shout out again my two buddies that are doing this with me, and that is Jason from Horrific Nightmares JM. I will link him down below. And Derek from Mrs. B and Me, also look down below for that. And if anybody watching would like to jump in on this and do a video, I'm sure many people are already showing Friday the 13th stuff. But comment down below and I'll check your video out. So let's jump right into it here. Let's see, I'll start with, speaking of Derek from Mrs. B and Me, I did a trade with him, probably, was it a couple years ago already now, I think. And this is how I first got to know Derek. And I traded him an Arrow box set. I can't remember which one it was. And I think it might have been... yeah, I don't remember. I don't want to guess and be wrong, but I just don't remember. But in return, Derek sent me the first 9 Friday the 13th movies on VHS. And actually, this one wasn't part of it. This is one that I had already, and I put them in these little plastic protector cases. But this is Friday the 13th Part 1. This was one that I had already. And then the next 9 here are the ones that Derek sent to me, and they were all in pristine condition, all with original covers. And they were so nice and pristine, I wanted to make sure that I kept them that way. So that's why I got these little plastic protectors here. It just kind of pops open at the bottom, and then they just slide out like so. And of course, this was the original from 1980. And then Part 2. Love the vintage art on these VHS covers. It's really, really cool. Part 3, which is my favorite. Richard Brooker played Jason. And I always have fond memories of Part 3. It's probably one I've seen the most out of the entire franchise. Here's the final chapter, another great addition in the Friday the 13th franchise. Part 5, A New Beginning. It was good, but it wasn't Jason who was the killer. It was Roy, and it was still a good little film. I enjoyed it. Jason Lives. Part 6. Part 7, The New Blood, which I believe was no, I think Jason Lives was is Derek's favorite Friday the 13th. And then Part 7, The New Blood. Still a very fun movie. And then these next two, to me, kind of went way downhill, and that was Jason Takes Manhattan. But I still love that cover, though. That's really cool. And the last one here that I have, this is part 9. This is Jason Goes to Hell. I thought this movie was pretty bad. I didn't do a rankings, but if I did, I didn't do the franchise rankings, I should say. Other guys were doing it. This would be last for me out of the 12 that were made so far. So that was my little VHS haul that I got in a trade from Derek. And I'm just going to kind of go through the DVD with the lenticular covers that I have. And I'm going to try to do this kind of quick because I do have a few other things to show and I don't want to make this too long. But this is the original poster with that lenticular. That's pretty sweet. There's Adrienne King, who played Alice. She had that epic battle at the end with Pamela Voorhees. Here is the deluxe edition of part 1, uncut. It's like a lenticular cover, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. It just kind of shows that the depth of the lenticular. It kind of shows like the knife in the foreground, and then the body like in midground, and then the trees in the background. So part 2, part 3 kind of gives you the feeling that that knife is coming right at you. Part 4, the final chapter. Part 5, Roy. Part 6, Jason Lives. Part 7, The New Blood. That's a nice cover. In person, that knife looks really far out, like it's sticking out. I don't think it's probably going to pick up on camera, but that's a pretty good effect right there. And then the last one I have for the deluxe is part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I don't think they made deluxe for 9 or any beyond that. So Jason Goes to Hell didn't get it. Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason. Okay, so that was the DVDs. I think I will get into the figures now, and then I'll show you guys a couple more editions. I'll kind of go through and show you some of the 2 media books that I have for Friday the 13th, and then I'll show you what I plan on watching tonight and over the weekend. This first one here is from the original Friday the 13th. This is the young Jason who drowned in Crystal Lake. And there is the mother, Pamela Voorhees, and she has cloth clothing. She's got her little knife sheath on her hip. She's got an interchangeable hand. This was a NECA 2015 convention exclusive, but they were selling these at Toys R Us. I like to keep my figures sealed and in package because there's a couple reasons. A, these little toys get pretty dusty. B, the packaging is part of the charm of these figures, I think. I mean, look at that. You throw the package away, or even if you're going to keep the package, why not just keep the figure in it? And C, they have little accessories that come with it. And if you take those out of package, chances are you're going to lose a little knife like that, or you might just misplace stuff or fall behind the dresser, whatever. So therefore, I like to keep my figures in package. I know they look nice when they're displayed in cases, I agree, but I don't have a lot of space like that. And like I say, I just like that whole package. The whole feel of that package right there looks really nice. The image of Pamela Voorhees in the back. So that was from part 1. Here's from part 2. This is what they call Sackhead Jason. And again, he's got the cloth clothing, and there's the nice artwork image on the back. From NECA, you got a machete, a pitchfork, pickaxe, or miner's axe, whatever you want to call it. And then I have a boxed figure for part 3, and this one also has a lenticular cover, just like the DVDs did. And when you open these up, they're really nicely displayed, so there's really no need to take boxed figures out unless you really have a nice display cabinet like Derek does. Derek and Mrs. B have really, really nice, elaborate display cases, which are beautiful with lights and the whole works. Something like that, it would work, but for me, just, you know, keeping these on a shelf. These are a-okay with me in these boxes. Look at all the different accessories you get, if I can show it without that shine from the flash. You get a second head, a pipe wrench, a bloody knife, pitchfork, axe, machete, spear gun in the upper corner, and then there you get an image of what he looks like when he's posing. And the whole box has really nice images on it. There's what he looks like without the mask. So that was from part 3. I don't have part 4 yet, but I do have it coming. So it's another boxed edition. But back to part 5 in a blister pack, I have Roy. And again, you get that nice background art for part 5, A New Beginning, and then you get a bloody meat cleaver, bloody knife with a, it looks like a buckhorn handle. You get an extra hand for posing. He's got the black boots and the overalls that look dusty and dirty. Really nice touch. NECA goes all out with their toys. Bloody shears or hedge clippers. And there are some of the poses. And then we have part 6. This is the newest addition to my collection. I haven't shown this yet before in a video, so you guys are getting a first look. But look at that bad boy there. I mean, it's just, the detail is really, really good. You get an extra hand, a couple of clean knives and machetes, no blood or anything on them. And there's the mask. There's a tombstone for Jason Voorhees. And then you get the fence post. And there he's posing there. Very, very cool. So that was it for the Jason figures. I do have a sideshow figure, the Legend of Crystal Lake, but I didn't want to dig that one out for the video. I did show that before in a couple, like 2 or 3 different videos. I didn't want to overdo it with that, though that is probably easily one of my favorite Friday the 13th pieces of my collection. I also didn't want to dig out the mask with all the signatures on it because I showed that too many times already. Oh, sorry, there are 2 more figures. These are the Friday the 13th game figures. I believe that was from Nintendo. And you got the purple body with the blue skin. And there you can see the head of Pamela, his mother. And then you get the light blue mask on the purple head. And you can actually take the mask off and it looks like this. On the back, that's what his head looks like. And you get a couple weapons, and so that was the NECA Power Play series. And then I also got a different version from NECA, but this is a more deluxe edition with the cloth clothing. I really prefer these because they look really nice. But you can see he has the purple kind of overalls, I guess, or it's almost like a work suit, work clothes, and then you got the machete, spear gun, axe, and again you can take his mask off, and he's hideous. So that was all the Jason figures. And then I'm going to thumb through a couple of Mediabooks because I haven't really done that before on video. and actually one I haven't even opened yet, so that's going to be a first time for me, and then we'll go through it together. This is Friday the 13th, Part 7, Jason Takes Manhattan. This is a German media book, and it's a really cool media book. It's almost like a leather, it's kind of a puffy feel to it. And you got image of Jason there in the background. You got a Blu Ray, Region B, and I think it is locked, but you have the original poster art with the German title. And of course it is all German, and I don't read or speak German, but I really do like the images, stills from the film. And these are really, really pricey. I've been trying to pick these up, and I refuse to pay 75 bucks a piece for these, which that's what they're going for on eBay. I do have a couple connections, and I'm trying to work with a guy, and he's got his feelers out, and he's trying to find some of these for a good price. He's a dealer and a collector, and I think he can probably get me a good deal. And if I can get these for 50 a piece or less, I will pull the trigger on it. But 75 or more, I'm going to let it go. And then here you have a bonus DVD, which is Region 2, and then you have the film on DVD. So it is a 3-disc set. It's Part 7, Jason Takes Manhattan, and then here's Part 6, Jason Lives. And actually I bought this one that was used. This one came used, but it's in like brand new condition. I got it for $25 on eBay. So, I mean, there are deals if you keep looking and searching, and I've been looking for several months on these. And then this one here I got, I think it was about 50 for this. This one was sealed. That's about the top of the mark for me. That's about as high as I'll go. So, and it's the same type of packaging for the outside. But it's when you put the spines, if you put these on a shelf, and eventually I would love to get all of these, because when you put them on the shelf, they look really nice lined up together like that. And so we'll see the innards here, and nice image from the film. Disc one was the Blu Ray. This looks like a Japanese poster art there. There's the grave robbers before the lightning strikes. Excellent. That is really cool. There's that fence post. That's a great scene. In any of the Jason movies, that's right up there as one of the best. That's a really cool image. So if anybody out there who's watching, if you have any leads on any of these media books and you can get them for 50 or less, or you want to make a trade for something, hit me up and we'll do some business. Here is the DVD, and then here's the bonus materials on DVD. So again, it's a 3-disc set. And now for the movies that I plan on watching over the weekend to celebrate Friday the 13th. I'm going to revisit His Name Was Jason, which is a very, very good documentary. 30 years of Friday the 13th. This is the 2-disc splatter edition. I got this one several years ago. This is an Anchor Bay edition. This one came out in 2008, so it's 10 years old already. And there's just so much behind the scenes stuff and interviews and just a must own, even if you're not the biggest Friday the 13th fan. Just to be a horror fan, this is a great pickup. And then there's a poster, and the poster looks exactly like that. So I'm not going to pull the poster out, but excellent edition. His name was Jason. And even a better documentary, this is the Crystal Lake Memories, the complete history of Friday the 13th, the Blu Ray DVD combo. I'm going to dive into this again a little bit. This is a 5-disc set here. I think they have a 2-disc set out now. I think this 5-disc set was out of print now. This one came with the bonus DVD. And I think they were only selling these online at 1428 Films. So disc 1 and 2 are the Blu-rays, and disc 3 and 4 are the DVDs. And like I said, I think they're only selling the 2-disc set. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can't get the 5-disc anymore unless you pay high prices for it. Tonight, I'm going to watch Freddy vs. Jason. It's been a minute since I've seen this one. This is the New Line Platinum series. I have this many times. I have it on Blu-ray. I do have that tin, the out-of-print tin. I didn't pull that one out either to show, but I also have this as a twin billing on DVD in the little 2 sets that they put out a couple years ago. I think those are out of print now too, but I'm going to watch it on DVD just because. And this is the first way I saw it, and it actually looks pretty good on DVD. And so I'll never get rid of any of this stuff. I know a lot of people, when they upgrade, they sell their older stuff, but as a collector, I like to hang on to this stuff. And then the last thing I'm going to check out over the weekend has nothing to do with Jason Voorhees, but it is part of Friday the 13th lore. So this is the series, 3 seasons and 1 box set. And the show was kind of like, sort of like Tales from the Crypt or Outer Limits, Twilight Zone type, a little bit of X-Files in there. You know, I mean, it wasn't as good as X-Files or any of that, but it was still a fun show. And this is a 17-disc set, and I think I got this for like about 25 bucks. So that was a really good deal for 3 seasons. So that was it, guys. Please go down below and check out my buddy Jason and my buddy Derek, and make sure you sub to them. Both of those gentlemen make excellent videos. They're 2 of my favorites, and really enjoy the camaraderie here on YouTube. And I like the back and forth comments and stuff like that. And if you guys want to make your own video and kind of jump in with this and show your stuff, you know, show some of your favorite Friday the 13th memorabilia, or maybe just kind of talk about what you're going to watch this weekend or whatever, comment below, make a video, do what you want, have fun. And until next time, guys, take care. Thank you for watching, and happy Friday the 13th.
Brr.